Hi, loves. Yeah, I'm looking kind of red in this shot, but I'm really not. It's the light coming down from a street light, down around the foot of the cross, where we're parked in the dark in our little buzz, our little car buzz, little yellow and black thing she is. And I just want to tell you and share with you how blessed we is. There's a lot of people in America out there that are homeless. Old women don't have an ID with them, so they can't get a COVID test or get into a shelter or anything. And they don't belong out in the street. Lady I met named Cindy. She is absolutely precious. And I helped her, but I couldn't do everything. And, it came to me today, hey, if we can, bring immigrants in by the millions, each one of those immigrants costs something, right? Okay, you gotta bring them in, process them. You gotta pay an officer to process them, and then release them, or get them a plane ticket in the middle of the night to some city where the governors have to let them in and you can't check them. And that's been going on since the Obama administration with the Syrian refugees. I made that connection with Aleppo. Remember that? That's the one that made Gary Johnson lose. Good God help him. And after that, these plane loads of immigrants were coming in. Free tickets. Governors can't ask where they're going, where they come. But each one of those person costs something to bring them in. Medicaid, food stamps, housing, school, stuff like that. Foster homes, that costs a bunch. And orphanages and what else, it's costing for every immigrant coming in. Let alone the drugs they're bringing in or whatever, not nice, nasty, okay? And I said to one of my attorneys today, I said, hey, if they would just give us the resources for 3 of those immigrants, what they're going to pay for each one of those immigrants for their medical, food, housing, schooling, whatever, government programs. Why don't you hold 3 of those immigrants back and give the money to Americans who are homeless like we are right now in our car in winter? And not just us, but for folks like Cindy, who's all of 63. God bless her. And I was born in 1963 in Oakland, California, 218. And this is an atrocity to me to see this in my country, that they would pay illegal immigrants and pay for all their resources, but not help fellow Americans. And Cindy and I are just 2 examples of the homelessness in my country that's run rampant. But yet you let an immigrant and fly them into Delaware, that's where they need to be. Because the American people who've been in fires and disasters, who don't have their IDs, can't even get a COVID test, let alone into shelter. And it's a mess. But yet, the immigrants who come in, God bless them. I understand them, okay? I'm not against immigrants. I'm against legal immigration. Legal. Like legal voting. That too. I don't know, call me a poo, do what you want to do. You may not agree with me, and I may not agree with you, but I'll listen to you. And I'll debate you, respectfully. Seriously. And, and with all due respect, whatever you deserve, whoever you are, but that's okay. Anyway, so, no vax, no mask, and I'm sure they're not, taking it up the backs like average Americans who are homeless and losing their homes and living in their cars, much like me. And I am lucky because there's people out there waking up as popsicles, honeys. And that's the truth of it. And I don't want to be all in the negative because I think we can do better. Shut down the borders. This is an emergency situation for our country, and for this administration to have let it go this far, it's just an atrocity to me when I see all the homeless Americans here, right here in Colorado. I can't get my head around it. But yet you won't force them to vax or mask or anything. And you're paying them to come in. And if they happen in the Trump administration to be separated from the children, well, hey, you each get $250,000 per kid. Well, in this whole Jack Stack equation I've seen the last 3 years, I've lost 2 children. In the judicial system I see is absolutely broken with these DV, domestic violence orders, and, you know, people paid off to do what they want them, or manipulated. And they can't say anything because they've been paid or manipulated or whatever, okay? So they can't. I'm on 519. I'll try to not to get too long-winded. But anyway, so that's what I see in my country today. God help us all in the USA. A new way, a new way, a new way.